Welcome to What If Tomorrow on the Fringe, the podcast where we step beyond the ordinary and into the unknown. From UFOs and cryptids to lost civilizations, strange disappearances, and conspiracies that refuse to stay buried, we ask one question: what if? Tonight we follow the clues, ask the questions, and try to find the signal hiding in the static. This is What If Tomorrow on the Fringe, and this is where the weird has a home. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of What If Tomorrow on the Fringe. I'm Mark.
I'm Jess.
And our favorite part-time co-host, Enzo Cyril. So we've been gone for a little while. I mean, yeah, I'm glad to be back. Had a short break. We went 12-hour days and then got stupid hot and crazy at my day job, but we had a lot of stuff going on, and part of that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to do, just for those of you who have not been paying attention, we're going to do a quick recap of what we've done this summer, and we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to do in the next couple months, and we're hoping to have some folks here on the chat. And hi Tony, and give us, we're going to throw some suggestions out there and get some feedback on that. Already picked out the next episode, but we're going to throw some stuff out there and see what people are interested in. Hi Chris, this is my wife Chris, she's on the chat. Sorry, I am so plugged up. So let's get right into it. I think we're going to start with our trip to the submarine this summer, or early this summer, late in the spring.
To the Batfish.
The Batfish.
USS Batfish in Oklahoma, of all places.
Yes, it is.
That was scary to get up onto.
The Batfish display suffered in a flood a couple years ago and floated off its cradle. It's listing to one side. We got permission to investigate, and it was worth the trip. I did not get to investigate because, unfortunately, for somebody with some sort of physical ailment, World War II submarines are very difficult to get around in. Let's just put it that way. I was not going to make it in there again and get out without assistance.
It's somewhere in this. I took so many pictures when I was there. I'm trying to get to the part where it's like inside. I actually think I'm going the wrong way, so I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
This is, actually, it's probably easier if I just present this rather than
go for it.
Sharing it on my thing here. That and that.
All right. Oh, there you go.
But this is down inside. This is the forward torpedo room, and I have a reverse angle from it's turned around 180 degrees. You can see, there's Mark there on the right, and a few of our other friends. And there's the hatchway going back to the rest of the sub, and that's a distance off the floor, as you can see, and you have to duck your head and lift your legs to kind of like scooch through there. And I can't imagine doing that like during a firefight kind of.
We should have got some video of me getting through there. I'm sure that was pretty entertaining.
But very, very tight quarters. This is the stairs leading down that they've installed for tourists. That's not normally there.
It was tight with 10 people. How many people served
Too
on that
many.
one time, 160 or something like that.
I think the full crew complement was 80
80. Okay.
or something like that. But like this is the galley area where people would hang out. This would be the largest, most open area of the entire submarine. And you can sort of see Mark standing back here in the corner, and through this little window area, that's the whole kitchen area. That's the whole galley right in there where they did all the cooking, all the stuff. And this would be like the general hangout kind of area when you weren't actually at work, or you were either there or you were going to be in one of these bunks stacked.
And that room is kind of huge.
Yeah. And
It's just
you got
packed.
3 high, and all along every wall, it's pretty packed in there. But
Yeah.
had a lot of fun, a lot of interesting stuff going on there. As far as investigation wise, most of the people I was there with, because I ended up staying there all night, and the most of the people that would be down in this below decks area said multiple times they would hear like footsteps, like heavy boot type footsteps on the deck above, walking around. I never heard it, but I did see what looked like someone crouching down, and it looked like they just disappeared into the top deck. And when I walked over there to where that area was, there was another hatch leading out into one of those forward compartments. But it wasn't any of our people. It was, I don't know exactly who or what that was, but that was the only, that was the biggest anomalous thing I saw.
It was worth going just for the history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all such an amazing. This is the forward torpedo room. Some of the there's the full crew complement, about 80 some folks that would go out. There's your radio room. There's where they controlled all the ballast tanks, all these levers and stuff you see on there, getting in and out of there. It's just for the history part alone, as Mark said, it's pretty amazing. Just to see all the stuff there. This is up on top of the deck. This is where people reported, hearing people walking along these wooden slats here on the top of the deck from down below. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff. It was an excellent start off to the summer there towards the end of May. To get to walk around on a piece of living history like that. It really was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we went when we did. Otherwise, it was hot down there at that time of year.
Very
this
hot.
time of year,
Yeah.
it had been like living in an easy bake oven.
Oh, I don't think there's any way you could now with the heat.
No.
I couldn't investigate that night. I got so overheated just on the initial tour that I ended up going up top, and I went and investigated up there and down around some of the little extras that were around and back down into the gift shop area. But it was just so hot. Plus, I'm claustrophobic as it is, so I knew there was a very good chance that I wouldn't be able to investigate that well. I've been on subs before, and they are tight quarters.
Well, you also had an additional fright walking out there towards the submarine. I don't know if we'd ever talked about that or not.
The giant snake that slithered
Yes.
across my foot. Yes.
Yes,
That
the
was
giant
ever
black
so much
snake.
fun. Yeah. Got to hear me yelp like a little kid.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been recording that because that also was
too.
entertaining. Yeah.
In my defense, it's not like it was just laying out on the sidewalk. There was all along the sidewalks, there was these little like pillars and stuff that came up that held different pieces of equipment and, museum type stuff that they were showing off that came off of all
Signage.
these subs and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was walking past one of those, it's like a concrete block that's been pushed up and there's a lip underneath of it. So you don't see completely underneath. And that snake must have been underneath that lip. And it just shot right out across right over my foot.
Yep.
It was not pleasant.
Yeah, the museum had been shut down for a while because of the flood, and they were only doing private tours after signing releases of liability and stuff.
Sure, because
Yeah.
to be honest, because you almost can even see it in this picture. The entire boat is slightly canted a little bit to its left. Uh, it's it's one of those things that if you know about it, you can sort of notice it. I don't know if nobody said anything. I don't know if anybody would actually notice it though. It's pretty
Yeah,
Yeah.
not in the
pretty wild.
pictures. You can tell when you were walking because you kind of had the
Yeah,
funhouse effect a little
it's
bit.
like, everything's a little. But
Yeah. It was in a bad place. So what had happened was that it it was supposed to be sitting down in this little like cradle of earth. And you can kind of see it in some of the shots, yeah, off to the side there. And what had happened is that at one point the river, which is right behind there, flooded out, and it flooded out the dirt cradle that it was sitting in and lifted the sub up into the side. It was literally sitting on the side of the earth cradle they'd made for it.
Yeah.
And the right there you can see the ramp that takes you up. That's supposed to be straight up onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's jaggered off to the side and tilted really, really bad. We went up at like 2 or 3 people at a time just to kind of hold on to each other and give each other support to get up and down. I still don't know how Christy got up there. That was insane.
Because she was hanging onto the galluses of my overalls. So,
Yeah.
and that's fine. That's what they're for. So yeah, they actually floated that in. The Arkansas River is right behind there, and there's actually a little lock that they built so that they could flood that and have water in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually floated it down the river and floated it through the lock and then shut it down. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got it moved yet. They're moving it to a new location.
These are some of the pictures of when they brought it in.
Yeah. Crazy
But,
stuff.
This is the river here where they just dug out everything and then undid this little dike area, floated it in, filled it back in, and put it in its final resting place, kind of a thing. Until a couple of years ago, as we mentioned, the flooding kind of set it adrift again. It wants to sail.
Yeah, it was
It
trying to
wants
sail.
And I guess the plan is they have a whole new site, just a short, only like a mile and a half, 2 miles away, where that'll be its more permanent home, where it'll be on a much better cradle system and up much further away from the banks of the water, to where if it floats away again, everything's floating away. It's way up the bench. And last I heard, or the update on their website, is they're planning to reopen the entire exhibit with much more stuff than they had before. A lot of stuff that they've collected over the years where they just didn't have room in this site, that the new site will have room for. A lot of exhibits and stuff from the inside and little treasures that they've found over the years. They're expecting around
to keep the place up.
Yep, they're expecting around Thanksgiving time frame. It'll be fully open to the public again, where the public can start booking tours and go in there and just go through this amazing little piece of history.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's fantastic.
Oh, you should tell them about the teeth.
The teeth?
Yeah. The chattering teeth.
Oh, that guy? Yeah, they a lot of the displays that they have isn't just about the sub itself. They also celebrate a few people that were kind of famous. This is Adolf Goldfarb, who served on the ship during World War II, went on many of its adventures and voyages and perils, and ended up being very publicly known after the war was over because of some of his inventions. He was a personal inventor. He invented a lot of toys, mostly. And in the planning stages, he came up where he is the person that created the little chattering teeth toy that you wind up and it just sits there. Cha, 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 cha. And they even sell them there at the shop. So it's kind of funny.
The bubble guns, too, I believe.
Yeah, he actually invented quite a few things. He invented this strange cow thing that you could put water in its mouth and milk would come out the udders, and it's kind of strange. Hey, there you go. This vacuum form kind of toy where you could put like regular Matchbox cars or toys like stuff like that and plastic would like vacuum form around it, and then you could like make however many you want,
Mold and
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But probably his most famous toy that he got known for was here on the right, the Kerplunk game, where you would put these kind of like very long toothpicks through the middle of this tube. You had a bunch of marbles here, and you're trying to
I
get.
actually remember that.
Yeah,
they still make them. Yeah, my daughter had one.
Multi-millionaire, to the best of my knowledge, is still alive, right around 102, I think.
Ooh.
So that
Well,
was
you know
that was one of those
You
things
live
that when I
long
saw it,
you're
I was
having
like,
fun.
yeah, this is,
Yeah.
if you made your millions by making kids happy, you get an extra little long life, I feel. But
I feel like that's fair.
yeah. But having Mr. Goldfarb went on, of course, to have that. There's this little story that he wrote a couple of years ago when he was 101, a youthful 101, and it just really amazed me because apparently during World War II, when they were back at dock at Pearl Harbor between missions, he actually was in the design phase of making the little chattering teeth toy, where he went to the base's dental shop. It's like, do you have like an extra set of dentures? I've got this idea for a thing. And they're like, why would you want an extra set of dentures? Yeah, here you go. Just kind of get out of here. That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Go away now. You bother me.
But he made the first prototype for the little chattering teeth toy, which I was completely enthralled with. There was this little strange slice of toy history right there that was born on that submarine during World War II.
Yeah, super cool. I thought that was really cool. My favorite part was actually, I said earlier, I couldn't really investigate on the sub. It was just way too hot for me. So I did a lot of work like up in the museum area, because there's a lot of artifacts and stuff that were still up in there.
A ton of artifacts, yeah.
And I'm a little sensitive. I can pick up on some stuff once in a while. And I kept getting this just really weird feeling from one of the back rooms. It's in fact the room where Enzo was just showing you the toy artifacts. They were sitting back in that particular room. And I just felt like I was getting watched back there, and I just felt a little weird. And I got Christy Campbell was with us, the psychic medium, and I finally got a hold of her, and I was like, you should really go check out that back room and just tell me what you think. Maybe it's just in my head, or maybe you can pick up on something. Meanwhile, the gentleman who was showing us around was super excited that I'd picked up on this thing, because apparently this is something they've had an issue with in the building, people feeling like they're being watched, and they can hear talking back in that room, the sound of footsteps, and he's like, oh, she's picked up on it, and now they're going to take this psychic medium back there. And I took Christy back there, and he followed us in, and the look on this guy's face when she started talking about him, she was like, oh yeah, there's a guy back here, and he started naming off names of people who had uniforms back there and stuff, and she was like, no, he doesn't belong to any of this. Was there like apartments or homes nearby? And he was like, well, yeah, right across the way there was. They tore it out when we put this in. And she was like, he lived over there. I think he had a heart attack, and now he just comes over here and enjoys the museum. So the guy looked all, our tour guide looked a little put out that this ghost that they've been thinking all along was, like a member of the Batfish or belonged to something that was there. It was just some dude from across the way who'd had a heart attack and didn't leave when the houses did.
This picture was taken near where the black snake was found.
Yes.
Pretty near. It was one sidewalk
her.
over. Yes. Darn fish, darn snakes everywhere. It was a little overgrown here and there. They hadn't had a lot of people in because it'd been closed. Right. So,
and they're planning on moving it, so they're just doing basic maintenance to keep it, stay fish.
So I'm sure the wildlife had, taken over just a little bit again.
Well, what was it? Was it a badger down there by the mast from the Oklahoma?
Yep.
It was a bad day to be Jess. Let's just say that, because I got done investigating at the museum. I was done on top of the sub, and there was an area down below. You can actually see it in this photo here off to the far right. You can see like a long yellow type of roof. That was covering up a piece of the Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the people that were there who had investigated there before said, hey, the last time we were here, we got some EVP stuff happening down by the Oklahoma stuff. And I was like, oh, this is perfect, because it was mowed, as you can see. And I was like, I'll just walk on down there while he's inside, and I'll do a quiet EVP investigation at the Oklahoma. And I was just almost there when Doc showed up, because he always manages to do that just at the most inopportune moment, and goes, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I was going to come down here and investigate down here a little bit, maybe do some EVP work. And he goes, oh, absolutely. Just be careful. They told me there's a badger down in there, and he's pretty mean. So I just literally made it. He kept going towards it, and I just made a U. I just turned right back around. I noped right on out of there. I already been attacked by a snake. I don't need a belligerent badger gnawing my leg off. Just
hey, that
saying.
sounds like a name for a book. The Belligerent Badger.
Sounds like a kind of some kind of like
Or a
ska
band.
band or something like that. You would find.
Yeah.
Or maybe some kind of a pub name.
Ooh, that would be a good bar name.
Yeah.
It's a magnificent piece of equipment. I mean,
Yeah.
the things that they could do, just simple mechanics, basically, is fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
You gotta,
Yeah.
they're
I wanna go back
flashing
down there when
Morse
I get
code
it.
there.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
the code, I guess, is an actual Morse code message. It's like welcome. It's long. It's like welcome aboard the USS Batfish, and it gives like its call sign and coordinates and all this other stuff in there. It goes on for quite a while.
Yeah, the guy that runs the place picks out some really fun things for. That's just kind of Easter eggs for people who are in the know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was a fun time. And we did that by spring, I guess, early summer.
Yeah, it was late May when we were down there.
Yeah. Then
Very cool.
a little bit later, well, just before summer, that were really technically early summer, our own Inzel Cyril represented everybody at Contact at the Desert. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, pictures of that, of course. Well, even before I got there, I did make a special stop on something that we had chatted here before about.
Yeah.
Just as you enter Southern California there from coming out of Phoenix on the 10, I stopped by and checked out the Blythe intaglios, which are etchings in the ground of these giant human and animal-like figures on the ground that were rediscovered by when early American settlers were going through there in the 1800s, and not a ton is known about it because whoever it was that made them, probably back in the 1500s as a guess, doesn't live there anymore. And so some of the local tribes were asked about it, and they're like, well, it might be this or it might be that, but they aren't 100% sure. But I did get a chance to stop there. It's totally free. You can just go out there and walk around. And this is kind of what it looks like from the ground. And it doesn't look like much. That's like part of like one of the edge of the hands, which I guess in earlier days used to be a lot clearer where you could see individual fingers and stuff like that. But from above, it looks like this, where you can see, it's obviously a human figure standing there, human male if you look close enough. But and there's a few other kind of designs and shapes like that around the whole thing. There's There's a discussion over whether would be a horse or would be like a panther or something like that. If it's a horse, then that actually certainly dates it to post Spaniard exploration, like in the late 1500s, early 1600s. So,
right.
But this particular one also has a big swoopy, spirally thing coming off of this circle there along with it.
Yep. And so for those, this is very similar to how the Nazca lines are. They're basically intaglios, and they're just famous for the sheer amount and how clear they are. And they're not someplace where they're really messed with much, because they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. There's actually there's a couple of the reason why they have fences up around it is because, local kids ride their four-wheelers out there, and there's nothing to indicate that they're there until you've already kind of driven over it. There's a couple of them that do have some tire tracks running through the middle of it.
I think I see some. No, that's that horse.
Yeah, this is the horse, which I think I got a closer, not that close, closer look where you can, all it is, the whole ground going up there looks like this other stuff where you've just got tons of mixed rock all over the place. And it really just kind of looks like they went out there with a big broom and kind of swept all the big rocks out to where it was just sand underneath. And that's what you can see.
That is actually probably likely is exactly the method they used.
Probably.
Yeah.
I've done it in the snow.
The crazy thing is how long they've been there. And as little as it looks disturbed to make them, you'd think that they would have long since just gone away.
Yeah, that particular part of most of Southern California already, leading into Arizona, is pretty much a desert, and except where they've piped in water for farms, because all around this area to drive out to it off the main road is nothing but farms, with brilliant green, greener than Mark's shirt, crops growing in it because it's all water that's been irrigated from far away. But these areas out away from that, just hard pack desert, like you see here.
Yeah. I looked it up while you were talking, because I have all my stuff from when we did the intaglios. They carbon dated them to be around 900 BCE to 1200 BCE. So just to give you any idea.
So that's probably not a horse.
Yeah, if it's pre 1600s ish, then that's probably not a horse.
Probably a wolf or a coyote then, or
maybe
it could be. They have one of the local tribes there does have a creation myth story where the creator, which would be this person, came down and to help kind of form the lands and all that, created I think it was like a bobcat or a tiger or something like something like that, panther kind of a sized creature, to help them create some of the lands and create some of the other creatures and things like that. So if it's from those time frames, that would kind of fit. And of course it's got like the swirly line there down in the corner and all that, which many people seem to think might indicate travel from elsewhere, and some kind of like wormhole portal kind of activity, kind of a thing. But they do seem to be always associated with when they talk about the sky gods or the creator or a bunch of other things like that. So that would fit if it's in that time frame. But none of the placards around there, that was the thing I was a little disappointed with it. There was nowhere out there that specifically narrowed it down to even like a date range, just stuff that you have to look up on your own on there in the internet. But still pretty amazing that you can still see it even this clearly from the ground. Just and it's been around, since the
900,000 years, maybe. Huh?
Yeah. But lots of fun there. This is a totally separate creator type figure, and this one you can even see on the thing where someone's driven across there in a truck or something like that because they just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to see unless you're right up on them or in them.
Right. Because if you were just if these fences weren't here and you were just riding along, you'd think, this must be like a washout kind of area.
Yep.
Something like that. And you wouldn't even think about it, as sad as that is to say.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that sort of thing across the country and across the world has just been wiped out because people didn't know.
Or just the weather itself has come along. Yeah. And there was certainly a lot of that too, especially when you start talking about some of the mound structures and stuff like that in the eastern half of the U.S. That's tragic.
Yeah, that were just destroyed.
No, I need a farm here. It needs to be flat, and just wiped all of that stuff out.
Yep.
But still pretty cool. Highly recommend if you're going to go. Don't take a sports car. I barely made it in there with my van because it's at least got a little bit of ground clearance. If it had been any lower, I was very selective. I have a little bit of background of doing four-wheeling and navigating weird ruts and stuff like that. If I had just tried to just blast my way in there, I surely would have gotten stuck and would have had to get towed out of there.
And then spend some time in the shop.
Yeah. Yep, there's the adventure van right there. But as you can see all around there's not a whole lot out there. It's pretty good. And actually, one of the amazing things I found is because this is you can see the little path I'm pointing at with my hand, like you can see my hand. Here on the right, you can see this is the path that leads from the little parking area where you can go out here. And this particular one, it splits up. There's one off to the left, one off to the right. And while walking out there and taking some pictures, I was the only person out there. This is about like 9:30 in the morning. I wanted to hit it up. I mean, I was driving past it anyways, going to Contact in the Desert, and it wasn't super hot by that time. It was probably only like 85 at this point. So I was like, why not stop? And going out there, I was kind of shocked at how almost serene and peaceful it was. And it was super quiet. 9:30 in the morning, kind of a little bit off the beaten path. And maybe every like 10 minutes, you might hear, tractor trailer go down the paved road like half a mile away. And other than that, though, it's just eerily quiet. But for me, it just felt kind of peaceful and serene. I really liked it a lot.
Very cool. Very cool.
But then I trucked on into Contact in the Desert on the unfashionable golf course side of the hotel this year.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
And this is like a view down like the steps where they've got this big staircase and all this stuff. This is where everybody would hang out all the time. It's a lot of fun. Lots of panels, lots of talking, met a ton of people. Had a great time, met some old friends that I'd known for many years, saw them there again. I can sit here and click for like another 10 or 20 minutes, which I won't bore you with my home movies kind of a thing. But I will say that I did meet a couple of people that I was fans of their podcast, the UAP Studies podcast here on YouTube. That was Jason and Katie. Chatted with them several times, and this was like on a Thursday. By Sunday, they were going to do it was a recording for an interview for one of their show. And right at the last, I was in the audience, and right at the very last minute, the person that was supposed to be there totally ghosted them. They couldn't reach that person. The person said they'd be there. It's like a minute, they only have, granted it was recorded, so it wasn't like a going live timing issue, but they only had the room for so much time to do their recording. And Katie, which I'd known her for many years before, she just like turns around and looks and sees me. It's like, Enzo, we'll just get up here. We'll interview you, which I assumed, and this was like, hey, I'm helping him out. We'll talk for like 30 minutes, just some chit chat about, Contact in the Desert and you, maybe a couple questions about you, and then we'll get out of here just to kind of cover our losses for, our other guests that never showed up. We ended up talking for about an hour and a half. And you can see down here at the bottom, this is their live YouTube page. Their interview with me did 3 other interviews to include Luigi Venditelli, who did the S4 documentary that was all computerized and cool looking, all that. I have more views than them, but
Yeah.
But we ended up just having so much fun. If you want to get caught up on your Enzo lore, how I came to be, and hanging out with these folks and the Paracon and Bordertown Paranormal, all of that stuff, we discuss all of it, because it started off as like, Kansas. What do they know about UFOs in Kansas? Like, let me tell you a story. And I let them know, and they were actually super impressed. And I this trip also, which I'd never thought about saying, but when people ask, what do you do? It's like, oh, well, I'm retired, but on the side, I'm a paranormal investigator. Oh, really? Have you been any place cool? It's like, spent the night in a haunted sub a couple of weeks ago in Oklahoma. What? Just, but it was a lot of fun to be up there on the stage.
Yeah.
That's a nice shirt you were wearing too. That was very colorful.
I can add to my.
You'll have to throw the link to it in the comments.
Yeah, do it.
But it was a lot of fun. Everybody seems to like the interview. I can add to my repertoire, my resume now. It's like, I was interviewed at Contact in the Desert. I am the biggest nerd. Yeah.
You are definitely
but that's saying something
nerd
around us. So
I mean, we're pretty big nerds.
Yeah, you're like the king nerd now.
Yep. I got the back.
The nerd president.
I'll just I'm gonna throw the link to their general thing here in the chat real fast.
Yeah, throw it in the chat, and then also if you missed that chat, the chat room or whatever, if you go to our webpage www.bordertownparanormal.com, there's a link to it under the engagement buttons. The engagements is where all we've been and where all we're going, and there's a link to that podcast there under Contact in the Desert.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. It was a good one.
Well, I always enjoy watching Enzo. He's
I'll have to admit, I'll pat myself on the back. I was kind of on my A game. I didn't do a lot of stuttering and stammering and trying to remember something from a long time ago.
So you didn't act like me then.
Right. Words are hard.
He didn't mark it up.
I really need that tattooed across my forehead. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
I forget if I have any more pictures. I'm just gonna. I've shared enough, so we'll go back to normal here. But had a lot of fun there, driving around and doing some experiments on the new van arrangement and stuff like that. So a lot was learned. A lot of fun was had.
Yeah, we were excited for you.
Just a couple weeks later, we went to Kansas UFO Day.
Yep. We did, and had a fantastic time this year. A little hot, but it was good. Yeah. Met lots of people, had a fantastic booth year. We had so many people come through that it left, the grass was gone in front of our tent.
Yeah, there was just this mud path right in front of our tent. I was looking around like, ours is the only one that looks like that.
Yeah.
Except for the food guy. The food guy had a pretty good.
Yeah, that was well deserved. That was some good
well
food
deserved.
Too. It was.
I'm hoping
and hopefully,
he can show up to our event next year.
We'll have him at the con next year. So,
Woo!
Yeah, fun time was had by all. We went up there like we usually do and just spent the whole weekend. Got us Airbnb and just so we could just hang out and have a good time, and showed up early in the morning and got to work putting the tent up and everything. And I scribbled on the concrete again, and I think there was way more people there this year than there was last year.
I think there was more people. Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Way more vendors. They got way more vendors in. Yeah. And there was a handful of fairly important people there that we got to meet. Pam got excited because we always talk about the Delphos ring. I believe it's an aunt, maybe an aunt or a cousin to Ronnie, the original guy that all of that went down with when he was really young. She was there and was like, "Hey, I think I could probably get you hooked up with him."
Actually.
A niece, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we can get you hooked up with him if you'd like to have him on, on the podcast. And Pam was like, yes, yes, please. So we had that. That's where we got to meet Chris Bartell from Skinwalker Ranch fame. And we've been doing some hanging out with him. He came down to the Paracon and vended and gave us some fantastic artwork. But UFO Day itself, I think, went really, really well. We talked about, what did we talk about? Oh, the missing scientists.
Yep.
That was
a
a
scientist.
specific request by Jim, who had seen, was it on this show or on Strange, where we had talked about that.
Yeah,
it may have been. Which Jim loved, and he wanted to do us again for the crowd up there, and the crowd seemed to enjoy it a lot. There was quite a few questions and follow-up stuff, a lot of back and forth, which to me is my favorite part about going to UFO Day, because everybody just brings their lawn chairs and sit.
It's super friendly, super chill.
Yeah, and we just half the time our group, we don't want to be sitting behind the table with the microphone over there. We get our chairs and pull them on the other side. We want to be right up next to the crowd and all that. We encourage a lot of interaction.
Oh yeah,
and,
check out some of the pictures that's online. We're just sitting there right there in front of the crowd. We get right out there and
it was pretty funny. We were hauling all of our chairs up there, and just as we were getting up there, Jim and Zerf were coming out with a whole table, and we were like, "Gah, put the table away." Put the table away.
We don't want anything between us and the public.
Yeah. I'll admit, though, the topic that he had us cover is so huge. We couldn't get down into the nitty gritty of any one scientist. And it was literally just, we had like pictures that we could show of them with all their stats on the back. And we were literally just giving the rundown, like really quick version of everything that happened to those scientists that we could get out, and going as fast as we could, and we still ran over time just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
and there was no speculation. These are the facts. This is what we know. This is what people have said.
It's a tough thing to talk about, especially in an open forum like that, because there's like kids and stuff running around, and
you're talking about respectful and
yeah.
But a lot of people loved it.
Piece of artwork there.
That is. There's the official.
That needs to be on a shirt. You need to redo that for a shirt.
Man, it was hot as Hades trying to get that down on the concrete.
Yeah,
I was sweating.
I bet.
You slapped it out pretty fast, though. I was surprised how quickly you got that done.
It was about, 2 hours? An hour and a half?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't watch in time. I just was getting it down as fast as I could. Well, that, and because, you can't help but have your butt up in the air while you're doing it. And I didn't want a whole bunch of people showing up for the day to start, and that's the first thing they see. No thanks.
We're holding those pictures for...
You're facing like this direction with the street right on the right of there where people are driving up for the first time. Yeah, I can understand you may not want to be doing that.
Yeah.
You see Gort right there, which is fantastic, which was that last year that that was donated, or was it the year
I think
before?
so. It might have been the year before. I can't remember.
I can't remember. We've been there a couple of years now.
Yeah.
This was our third time? Fourth time? Third time?
I'm not sure.
No, I've been there a couple times more because I made some introductions during one of our Paracons with Jim a couple of years ago. So
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. We were slightly, I was slightly disappointed. I'll say that we weren't exactly the headliners there. We had the last thing, but it's gotten so popular. Other people want to come in, and which, to be honest, is probably better for everybody because we're not going to hog the limelight, and there's only so many stories you can tell from our side of it. So I I was happy and sad that it's getting big enough to where other speakers are coming in to talk, because Chris Bartell spoke. The geologist from NASA, JPL, was there.
Sarah Lamb.
Sarah Lamb.
Sarah Lamb.
Which she was in charge of one of the Mars rovers, mission and stuff like that, and talked a lot about that, which was great.
Yeah. Well, Chris Bartell wasn't even supposed to talk. There was another lady that was supposed to come, and she ended up calling in last minute and canceling. And kudos to Chris. He's such a great stand-up guy. He just stepped up and was like, well, do you want me to talk about Skinwalker? I can talk for hours. So that's what he did.
Of course, the audience was like, yes, of course we want you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
some people there that were, have some legitimacy behind them. I don't know if I think I told you guys about that. When we got done talking about the missing scientists, I had a lady come up and stop me. And she was like, hey, I just wanted to give you kudos on the good talk, especially about McCasland. And I was like, oh. And she goes, yeah, I've been on the phone this entire time with a friend of mine. She worked with him. And I put her on speakerphone so she could hear you. And she said you guys were right on about all the facts on McCasland, at least. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, shoot.
That really makes me feel good, because I know I kind of jumped in with some additional stuff right at the very end that I thought was worth mentioning. That made me happy to find out.
It's a sticky topic.
Yeah.
You want to cover the facts. You want to cover, all the different theories, but you want to be respectful and remember that these are real people with real families and whatnot.
Yeah, which we did mention before we even started talking. We reiterated that several times. These are real people, and we don't have all the facts, and we may be wrong on some of these, but we're going to tell you what we think we know, and let you decide. So I'm always all about that. Don't
and we
don't assume.
We all often play devil's advocate. This is the theory, and but it could really be this. Just like they're saying, or it could not be, you never know.
Yeah. And the great thing is, I didn't realize until Paracon came around, but we apparently have fans that come back to UFO Day year after year just to come and see us talk. Some of them, a handful of them, came down to the con this year and were like, hey, remember us from UFO Day? So that was cool.
Yeah.
We definitely need to double up the tent next year.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we did not have enough room.
We had so many people that stopped by, because this is like first thing in the morning. You can see how low some of the shadows are. This is early morning. We just set up our little tent area there and set all our stuff out. We ended up putting up a lot more stuff right up front as the day went on. And we had, I don't know how many flyers we had for the Paracon there. We gave out all of them. We went through a lot of people would get, well, I was being like the circus barker kind of thing out there. People come by and they'd look kind of weird at our signs. It's like, what a paranormal, what's that all about? And then they'd look up with me with my wacky shirt on, and I'd be like, hi, you want a free sticker? Because we had this little yellow tray there that was full of free stickers, and it's all little paranormal kind of things, cartoony aliens and Bigfoot and Mothman and things like that in it. And something that I always assumed like kids will enjoy this, sure. And it's mostly the adults kind of elbowing each other out of the way to get as it turned out. But
everybody wants to decorate their laptop.
Yeah,
we're all we're like Gen X. We love our sticker collection still.
That's true. Yeah. Stickers. We stopped doing the pins on our jackets and went to stickers on our notebooks.
No more flair. Yeah.
I need to get me a new members only jacket. I miss my members only jacket.
But this is not even like half full of all of the people. Like, this is a little further back. This is the backside of what you just saw with our stuff.
Yeah,
there's not even half. This was full of different people that were there as presenters to have their own stuff, or just people selling various things, which there were some pretty cool things there for sale. You can certainly find a little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, and that we have a great segue. We had some people from there who came down to our Paracon just last weekend. We had our border town Paracon right here in Caney, Kansas, and we had a record turnout.
We did.
We did.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yep.
We moved it to August. August is here. Scotty is hiding behind that flag, I think.
Yeah, he's peeping out there, doing the Bigfoot peep.
Yeah, got some new signage this year to kind of draw people in, and apparently it worked because we had a few people stop in who were just traveling through and just wanted to know what was going on. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah,
they thought it was a basketball game because it's in the gym. It's like, oh, we'll check it out. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about this kind of stuff? All right, we'll sit there. I don't know whose whose segments they sat through, but they seemed to have a good time. They stopped by.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. We made quite a bit of money this year, a lot because we didn't have to pay for the venue this year. They gifted it to us for free this year due to the deluge that happened last year.
Yeah, yep.
Which they have repaired, as you can see here.
Yes.
Spared no expense in the repairs.
Yep.
Well,
but the mess garnered
defense, a new. To get that up there right, they're going to have to take the roof off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's dry.
But it garnered us a new paint job in the gym.
Yes, and it looks nice.
You can see here
the gym was sharp.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah. It was a good day. We had a couple of presentations that dropped away, which we hurriedly filled, but we got it filled quite nicely. Christy Campbell stepped in and filled 50 minutes with readings for people's pets, which I thought was really cool.
Yep.
Oh, there's the man, the myth, the legend. And then in the afternoon, we had another one missing, and we just filled it full of podcasters. And I was worried about that one, but so far everyone
actually
seems
went
to
over
think
really well. I mean,
yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah. But yeah, we had 3 big panels. We had lots of presentations, and except for a little bit of sound problem here and there with the lives, I think it went over really well this year.
Very much so. This isn't even like one of the heavier crowds that we've had.
This is one of the smaller crowds. Yeah, this is towards the end of the day. Some people had left already.
I see Jim.
Jim's easy to spot there.
He is.
We had about altogether just right around 200 people. So that was pretty good for our little Caney Paracon. And it is the only, to my knowledge, only free Paracon in the United States. So,
yep, it sure is. And we had people from all over. We had people come up from Texas. We had people from St. Louis. We had people from the upper parts of Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri. They came from all over. Super exciting.
Yeah, I think our main problem is advertising. We just need to get the word out better.
I'm working on it.
I got ideas.
But we've certainly grown over. I mean, I think I've only attended 3 or 4 of them, I think. But every year it's a little bit more. Even last year, which was, I think it's fair to say we had a little bit of a down year. It still was a little bit more than the previous year. And then this was a big jump this year.
Yeah.
For number of people that came in.
I need to hire that guy from out in front of Little Caesars to go out there and wave his sign. And
how much is one of the wild arm blow up guys who can get that out there either run?
Well, there you go. Yeah, it went really well. everybody that came in was really happy with how it went. All of our speakers and presenters and the panelists were really excited. We didn't have as many vendors as we were supposed to.
But they all did really well.
Yeah. They did. They all did really well. We spoke about this over on Strange, the fact that I was really happy. Usually during, we break for a full hour for lunch to let everybody go off and get whatever they want to eat and take a break. And usually during that time, the gym goes completely quiet because everybody just kind of leaves to go eat and visit and stretch their legs. And this year it didn't happen. All of the people stayed and shopped with the vendors, and then we're chatting with presenters and panelists, and
Hitting
it
the
never
concession.
Quite a
got
few
quiet.
people there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never got quiet. So,
And
yay.
the food truck was great this year too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We had a Mexican food truck this year. It was really good. We fed everybody in the green room, and that went over like gangbusters too. So all in all, I think it all went really, really well.
yeah, I think it did, and I'm looking forward to next year. My personal goal is to hit 250 next year. I think we're starting to hit that hit our stride there, I guess.
I hope so. Just keep growing.
And I think one of the other big successes for this year can be attributed to a lot more structured planning from the behind the scenes parts of it, delegation of authority for certain things, basically taking 90% of the stuff off of Jess's plate. And
Yeah, we had a board this
just threw
year,
that out,
and
to
they
more
did
people.
a fine job.
Yeah.
That really worked out great.
Go Tony, if you're still in the chats.
Yeah.
She's on the board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so's
all
Chris.
stars, all of them. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, because Pam will shoot us if we don't mention it. Before Paracon happened, she spent an entire weekend in New Orleans representing
Yes, I forgot about that.
Fringe and Bordertown Strange and Bordertown Paranormal. And if you want to see any of that, they got to meet so many. She got to interview John Zaffis, which was really cool. And if you want to watch any of that, go over to the Bordertown Strange page. It's all up there. You can watch their whole weekend at NOLA and all the interviews that they got to do. It was really neat.
Yeah. Do check that out. I wish I could have gone, but it is what it is.
I thought she was a little crazy because it was literally the weekend before the con.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're insane, lady.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah, and they drove. Like, her and Shaw got up in the morning at like 3 o'clock in the morning and drove there, and then drove all the way back, straight shot. So they're a little nutty.
And you can see the stuff there with the both of them on here. And if you look at some of the times, the very first one that's on there is like 4 hours of a live stream where they were like grabbing people as they went by, and other presenters and things like that. There were some very entertaining conversations that went on throughout the days and all that. It looked
Yeah,
like
I caught a
fun.
couple of them myself live. It looked like they had a really good time.
They did. They did do, I think the first night that they were there, they were doing, and I can't remember where it was. I'm so sorry, Pam. They investigated somewhere, and that's where they met John Zaffis at. He showed up and was like, hey, I'm going to investigate with you guys. So they investigated with John Zaffis all night. It was pretty great. So they talk about that on that interview with John Zaffis if you want to hear all about that, what they did that night and all about him. He was he was a really nice guy.
Yeah. He seemed like he would be really cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Yeah, if you go up onto Bordertown Strange, you can see all that stuff from NOLA and then through our Paracon and Caney.
Not all of them have good audio.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of like,
But
like mine.
we're getting ready to fix that. In fact, I
That's
can
right.
do that like right now. I promised on Strange last Wednesday that I would promote what was going to be on Strange next week. And what we're going to do is we are literally just going to hand Strange over for the night to Enzo, and he is going to do his entire, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called.
How
History of UFO
the history of UFO photography and how to capture your own pictures with your cell phone. Settings that
There
you
you
can put
go.
on your cell phone where you can have a better chance of having a much better picture with your cell phone. So
He did a really good
Yeah,
job.
so
I got to watch it. I sat
this
under.
is yeah. This is the actual audio, by the way, that you'll hear if you watch this video. It's all blank. It's
yeah.
but
We're still working out the kinks on that, but we felt bad because there are people. I mean, he tried to do this presentation last year, and that's exactly when the cave or the roof caved in on us, and the water went everywhere, and then it went off great at the Paracon. Everybody loved the presentation, but unfortunately the live feeds were not working well with the sound, so we lost that. So in order to make sure everybody gets to hear Enzo's presentation, he's going to do that on Strange next Wednesday, which is the 26th, I think it is.
I believe so.
yeah.
Yeah.
that sounds
And
right.
I'm getting ready to make up the flyer for that. So we'll post it up everywhere. So if you wanted to see Enzo's presentation on the lives or whatever, you can come and watch it with full audio, I'm hoping.
Ooh,
I
I
hope
hope so.
nothing goes wrong.
And we do have a plans to direct connect the internal sound system with the casting sound system. So next year, I think we're going to have, knock on wood,
Yep, we
I
got
think
a
we're gonna-
plan.
we have a
Yeah.
plan, and we're going to test it several months in advance to make sure it works.
Yeah. Well, in the grand scheme of things, of the things that could go wrong with the con, we had very little go wrong this year.
Yeah,
So-
it went really smoothly. Everybody I talked to had a really good time, and were planning on coming back. So,
Yeah.
I was very happy with it. So that gets us caught up to the present.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Spooky.
So I know, right? So what have
What's
we got?
coming up?
What is coming up? So I'm not sure what is first, although in September you can come see all of us plus Pam and the crew from Amok and Monster Paranormal. We're going to be at the Central Kansas Paracon in Hutchinson, Kansas for 3 whole days.
Yeah, the last weekend of September.
So, and that's one of the reasons why we moved ours to August, is because it was a
That's our
conflict with
weekend,
it. That's
or it
our
was.
old weekend. So, but that's fine. We still get to go paraconning on our weekend.
That's right.
So a good time will be had by all. I've talked to a lot of the people who's going to be going. It should be a hoot.
Yep. Quite a few speakers there. Quite a few of our usual speakers are going to be there speaking.
Yep.
So it'll be a nice little reunion for us. A couple weeks prior to that, Enzo and I have the opportunity to go out to Utah to Phenomicon for a week. I think it's the second week of September.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah.
9th through the 12th, Wednesday to Sunday, or
Yeah.
13th, I guess. So, but driving up to Vernal, Utah, where Chris Bartell kind of at Kansas UFO Day. Jess went over. He was only like a couple of booths down from where we were, and she chatted him up, and it's like, "Hey, you guys should come out to Vernal," and all that. So we accepted. So we're gonna go up
Yes.
there
And that's where
check that
Jess
out.
got a new name.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, her and Pam are
good.
now the Strange Girls.
Yes.
Turn-
Yeah. I can honestly say I did not. I mean, when I walked past Chris Bartell's tent because he sells his photography that he did while on the ranch and at other places, and I glanced at him and I realized I recognized him, but I didn't know where from. So I was just feeling my oats, and I was like, "Hey," because he was waving at me, and I was like, "Hi, and how do I know you?" And he goes, "Well, I think we run in the same circles, but I've seen your show a lot." And I was like, "My show?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're one of those strange girls." I was
Accurate.
just like,
Accurate.
It is accurate. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I
"Yep."
mean,
So we
I
garnered a new
love you like
nickname.
a sister, but you're almost as strange as I am.
I
Oh,
told Pam we'll have to rename ourselves Strange One and Strange Two.
Oh yeah, shirts. Need shirts.
But yeah, Chris was totally cool. Chatted him up all day long, and he was like, "Yeah, you should come out. You should come out to Utah, and I'll show you around the ranches and stuff, and take you up on the mesa. We can go petroglyphing. How's that sound?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
Yes.
Yeah. And he was like, "You should bring somebody with you." And I was like, "Can I bring Enzo?" And he's like, "The Air Force guy, yes."
Yeah,
That's
he
what
had
he
come
called
down
you?
just a few minutes before.
Yeah.
A few minutes before, and we were chatting a little bit, and we were both in the Air Force, not exactly at the same time. And we certainly have probably, if we really compared notes, I'm sure we stood in the same chow hall line somewhere before,
Probably.
somewhere in our crisscrossing run-ins. So, but it was a lot of fun to chat with him, and even at the Paracon we chat a little bit. And again, I'll pat myself on the
He's a
back.
super cool dude.
He is an amazing photographer, and he was selling some of his art there at the Paracon and sharing a few stories. And he approved of my how to use your cell phone to try and photograph UFOs kind of thing. It's like, hey, everything sounded great to me. That was fantastic. You know, it's like, oh, thank God, the professional photographer liked it. That made me feel good about myself.
Yeah. He's a great guy, and so all about just kind of having us up there and schlepping us around. So I know we're going to have a great time. But if you're up in that area, they still have tickets left to Phenomicon. Just go up online and check it out. The list of people they're going to have speaking is just holy cow.
Is it
I'm
phenomenal?
it is. It's phenomenal.
It is.
I've already started making. I told Enzo I was like, start making a checklist of the ones that you really want to see, and then we'll make a schedule because I don't have intentions of being at the con all day long every day. I want to go out and explore and see some of Vernal because there's some amazing
There's a lot.
stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different dinosaur sites where they've got like half unearthed fossils still in the ground that you can walk up next to of various dinosaurs and stuff like that. Petroglyphs in several different places. Yep, Mark's already on it.
Yep.
There's a lot of pretty cool stuff to check out, all on its own, without even talking about Scooby-Doo ranches and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. He was like, "Yeah, me and my buddies," because some of the guys that run the Phenomicon are original Skinwalker Ranch people that he worked with and stuff. They just kind of throw this together, only on a huge scale, comparative to ours. But he was like, "Yeah, we get together every year," and he was like, "We'll just grab everybody up in some trucks, and we just head out to the ranches and just go drive around and look, and we go up on the mesa." And he was like, "You guys got to come." And I was like,
yes, we
Okay.
do. We gotta go.
Yeah.
"I will
And
go."
the two who are actually physically capable of doing the walking and climbing are the ones that's going, I've noticed.
Yes.
I would love to
Oh.
go, but you would have to call in somebody for air rescue or something and pull me out in the litter.
I know.
Well,
Because he
we
didn't
would
invite.
actually
go
we would
ahead.
actually love to have you there, Mark, because I don't need to outrun the Skinwalker. I just need to be faster than the slowest person in the group.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark. Do you like a Skinwalker pet? Would you like to have your own hitchhiker that can follow you back to Caney?
I mean, I'd make friends. And, maybe if I make good friends with him, I can sick him on people that I don't like.
There you go.
So, I've got a tasty treat for you, Skinwalker, sir. Here, check this photo out.
The guy in the colorful shirt, he's hard to miss. I'll be right there.
Yep. Oh my goodness. But yeah,
my
I can't
goodness.
speak for Enzo, but I am holy cow excited.
I
be
am
going.
extremely excited. When you first said it at Kansas UFO Day, it's like, really?
What?
You invited us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
there
just
was
like
no
offhandedly, like just to double check,
Yeah,
like we
super
got back.
casual.
Yeah, we got back from UFO Day. I mean, he spent that evening. We went back to our Airbnb, and Enzo and I sat there and watched him like us on all of our social media. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." But we got back and we let the dust settle a little bit. And I was like, "I'm gonna check back in with him one more time before we book anything." Just to make sure he wasn't, because sometimes people are just really trying to be nice and be like, oh, yeah, you should come out and I'll be there. I just didn't want to make sure that we were overstepping. And I messaged him real quick and was like, hey, before we go to book this, are you still cool with us coming up and you schlepping us around a little bit? And he was like, absolutely, come on. And he was sending me all the information for Phenomicon and stuff. And I was like, I think we're doing this, Enzo. I think this is going to happen.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah. Followed us on social media. Here he is on my X account. Hey, it was great meeting you. Thanks for coming out to UFO Day and sitting in on our presentation. Hope to see you again down the road. Took a picture of our little UFO flap sign from 1972 that we did as a presentation UFO Day last year, which was a big hit.
Yeah.
And managed to squeeze in my fantabulous shirt there on the right. So
yes, it was a fantastic,
excellent photographer. So
Yes. And he took photos of Paracon and Caney too.
He took some really
I
nice
know, that was
photos.
amazing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and if you all are interested, if you're listening and you didn't catch the Bordertown Strange, not the last one, but the one previous, we had Chris on. We did a full show with him. We did an interview with him about his life in the Air Force and leading up, and him working at all the different bases, and some of the crazier stuff that he's seen or gotten into, and then his time on the ranch and his photography. We showed a bit of his photography too.
He is an awesome photographer. He really is.
Yeah. So, and we could have gone for another 2 hours just listening to him talk about all those stories. I was sad when it was time to go. It was time to turn it off. So, yeah, I think we'll probably have him on again, maybe later on this year, or maybe the beginning of next year. He has so many stories. We barely scraped the surface. So,
I mean, you can call it story time with Chris Bartell.
Well, I actually was thinking about inviting you two on and then he is still kind of involved with the ranch right now, even though,
cool.
It's Bigelow has long since let go of it. It's got new ownership, and he still kind of has some things to do with the ranch because he is really focused in on the archaeology, on the ancient artifacts and the
I'm really
American
into
Indian.
that as well. So,
That's all I want to see if we get a chance to go out there to the ranch itself. I'd love to see the big stone circle they have that's up on the mesa, and a few other things.
That would be my primary interest. Yes.
Yeah. He's really interested in that stuff, especially in the Uinta Basin and around Kansas. He's been studying that too. In fact, when we go up for the Central Kansas Paracon, me and Enzo are going to break off on Saturday and go off and grab Chris Bartell, and then we're going to go meet up with Jim Gray, and he's going to take us around to go see some of the petroglyphs and the other ancient sites. He says he's got a shoe-in, he thinks, with the Wichita Indian tribe, and that he thinks he might be able to get us to the intaglio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but as I was saying, I think I would really like to have him on one of our Forbidden History shows and let him go off on what he found in the basin area.
Well, let's just make a plan of that. And the audience says... Well, I don't know what the audience says, but I'm a go for that.
I mean, have you guys ever heard his story about the tiny arrowhead he found?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
I don't recall a tiny arrowhead. No.
Yeah. He sat down up on the mesa somewhere and was just enjoying the view. He liked to do that. He liked to just kind of plop down with the dogs and just look out over the mesa and everything. And he said he sat there forever, and then he decided to get up, and he looked down to put his hand down and grab his bag. And right there, laying on top of a rock, was a arrowhead so tiny it couldn't have possibly even been for birdshot. And he said it looked shiny and silver and had a really long stem on it. He said it looked like it belonged to like a fairy. It was so tiny.
About to say, do they have little people stories up there? That
Well, of course they do. It's American Indian land. How can you not? But yeah, that's one of the amazing things that he found. I think it's one of the pieces he took down to Vernal to be looked at. And I think it's one that he never really got back. But he has amazing stories like that.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Pam is going where now? Is she's going before?
is she
Yeah,
at
she's-
Goblin Con?
She's
Is
getting
somebody
ready.
in
I
her
think
group?
it's this weekend
It's
is
this-
Goblin Con.
this
I
coming
think
weekend,
she's
yeah.
going with Shaw. Yeah.
Yep.
And Goblin Con is in Kentucky, I believe.
Yes.
Yep, Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So
gonna go-
they'll
I
be
hope she
live
doesn't-
streaming from there.
People, yeah.
So be looking
Hope she
for
didn't bring her
that
Goblin
on Bordertown Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is going to be Arkansas.
Yep.
Yes, which I can affirm that, yes, I will be presenting at the Arkansas Phenomenon on both Saturday and Sunday. I'll be talking about, I guess they needed a UFO guy, and our friend Adrian from Amok said, hey, I know a UFO guy.
I got a
UFO
guy.
I know a guy. Chris Bartell was not available that weekend. So he said, well, I think I know somebody else. So he contacted me. And, asked me to come down. They asked what I could do on. And something that I've kind of always wanted to do, especially here the last couple of months, was to kind of do a breakdown of some of the videos that have been put out by the government and their tranches, I guess they call them now, that they've been releasing here the last several months as part of Trump's full disclosure or whatever it is he's calling it, just the release of Department of War assets that they don't have an explanation for. Now, for me, I kind of have a background of looking through night vision, infrared, FLIR, thermal vision, and stuff like that for dealing like with wildlife and aircraft and things like that. So I've got a lot of hours of looking through some of these same systems that they've been releasing this stuff in. And to me, some of those things are clearly, it's like, okay, that's a bird. That's like a kid's balloon. That's just another plane. Things like that. And what I plan on doing is releasing out a group of, these are things I think I know what it is, and I'm going to show you how I identified it so you can identify it too. Then like a group of the same videos from different tranches that aren't as easily explained that I think could be genuine UFOs. Because there are always a couple that are a little strange in each release that they've put out. So,
Well, you
You're
know
talking
what?
about a
If
400
that goes well, I'm going to invite you to come do that on the show.
hey, we can do that too.
Let's put her out
'Cause,
nationwide, worldwide.
Because they don't video any of their stuff down there from the Arkansas show. I already asked, so we can do that.
That sounds fantastic. We'll put that down on the calendar someplace. So,
Yeah.
and that brings us about to the end of the plans we've got for this year, unless something else comes up. But it was a very busy summer, and it's going to continue to be a fairly busy fall. Lots of stuff going on, lots of fun to be had, and we'll be talking about it here. 2 weeks from tonight, we are going to have another Lost Forbidden History show, and we are going to talk about the implications of a green Sahara and what that might mean for archaeology. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff they've been finding in the Sahara, some of the stuff they've been finding in Egypt. We're going to talk about the Eye of the Sahara, I'm sure, and all that good stuff. The Atlantis myth might not be such a myth. I mean, it should be a fun show, and we're going to hit that and talk about it. Just a conversation between us and you, and we'll let you make up your own mind. So with that being said, I don't have a whole lot more. Do you guys
I am
have
good.
anything else you want to talk about?
I am talked out.
All right. Does anybody
I'm
in the chat
tired.
have a request? Give them a second here or two.
Yep.
It should be fun. I hope everybody is enjoying the new intros and outros. They're finally up. We got to see a new intro tonight, and the new outros going out. Please check out the links on there and visit our friends with the Beyonderers, and well, it's mostly the same folks, but some of the same folks, the Beyonderers and Ultra Terrestrial, and check out their albums, download them, and enjoy them. I played some of it at the Paracon while we were doing the setup, just to have something out there, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. All right. I don't think we're going to get any more suggestions, so we'll come up with some, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. And we'll check out Pam and Jess a week from Wednesday at Bordertown Strange.
Yeah. With Enzo and his full presentation. And Pam and I will be there.
He did a really good job. It was very good.
We'll be like Vanna. We'll just point at pictures and be like, yeah.
Yeah, you'll actually be able to see the full photos on the screen versus a video of them from across the room kind of thing. Which still,
I think very informative. I enjoyed the heck out of that. So,
yeah, I got a lot of compliments from the crowd there. And several follow-up questions. That's always my thing. You get up in front of a group of people and you always ask, any questions? No. And as soon as you break everything down and walk away from the stage or the podium or whatever, all these people covering it up. Oh, well, what about this? What do you think about that? Blah, 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 blah. But that's actually my favorite part, is talking with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that is a lot of fun. That's why I like Paracon, and that's why I like UFO Day. I just like getting out there and talking to folks. I mean, it's cool. You meet lots of neat people, lots of neat.
And you get that gives them an opportunity to kind of share their stories,
right,
with somebody that maybe isn't. Yeah, if you get people from out of town, I was thinking about last night about we did have a lot of out of towners come in for the first time. Well, not first time, but there was enough to where you could count.
We had some new faces for sure
that had come from other local areas, and I started thinking about it. It's like, I wonder if do they come to our Paracon because it's not their local neighborhood, and then they can ask those might be embarrassing questions to where the locals won't know it's them, that kind of thing.
And maybe it's because it's free.
And there's that too.
It just costs them a drive and lunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and you can have lunch right there at the Paracon because that food truck rocked.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Did. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, I'm going to wish everybody a good night. Have a good week out there. Mind the heat. Drink plenty of fluids, and don't
stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're going to have another 2 weeks of 100+ degree temperatures, and hopefully after that it falls off and starts doing something a little more normal. So, all right. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Good night.